On this channel, we spend a fair amount of time talking about the endless insanity of California. It's a beautiful place with a lot of great people and a lot of dangerous ideas. I'm sure that I'm not the only Californian who, in the wake of this devastating shutdown, is asking this question. Will California turn red? Let's get into it. Okay, let's look at the issue with a little logic and common sense. And let's start by remembering that the father of the modern conservative movement came from California. I don't mean Rush Limbaugh, I mean Ronald Reagan. The standard bearer of all Republicans everywhere had previously been governor of the Golden State. While Reagan was off in Washington, we had another Republican governor. George Deukmejian served 2 terms from 83 to 91, and after him, another 2-term Republican, Pete Wilson, then a Democrat named Gray Davis, but he got recalled and replaced by another 2-term Republican, Arnold, the Governator. The mood then was that Democrats just make a mess of things. But Schwarzenegger was kind of a rhino, and he also made a mess of things. Since then, we've had 2 more terms by Governor Moonbeam, Jerry Brown, which I see as mostly a trip down memory lane for aging leftists. Now we have the slick, yuppie wine bar stylings of one Gavin Newsom. How's he doing? Well, in less than a year and a half, we have tens of thousands of businesses folding up, a virtual police state, and a $54 billion deficit. That's how he's doing. So is it possible for California ever to return to some semblance of sanity? Hard to say. If you'd have asked me this a year ago, I would have given you a one-word answer: no. But things are changing here. You can feel it in the air. This week, not one, but 2 of my lovely California hippie chick singer-songwriter friends have come out hard against this shutdown. I've seen them on their social media threads swinging wildly at the attack dogs who are trying to shame them back into compliance. They're like the black chick on The Walking Dead trying to fight off 20 zombies with just a katana and a set of brass balls. I've been there. I got blacklisted big time a decade ago when I began to seriously question the party that I belonged to then. Over the years, probably 50 people who knew what I was going through and never said a word in my defense have sidled up to me in public somewhere and said, "Hey man, I read all your stuff. Keep doing what you do." At first, that kind of pissed me off. Can I get a little help here? But now a lot of those people are full-on conservatives too. Everybody in their own good time. It happens like that. People start standing up, and when they survive, others stand up too. I see this beginning to build momentum like never before. We have a sort of perfect storm going on. The main thing, of course, is this crippling shutdown. 2 months ago, when I dug in against it, I caught a lot of heat on social media, lost a few more friends, had to block a few acquaintances who were flat out harassing me. And now everything I said is proving to be true. The projections were wrong. California wasn't in for a spike. The death numbers were inflated. Fauci was contradicting himself. And now everybody knows business owners struggling to survive, and hardly anybody knows a COVID victim. But the most important thing is that the states that didn't lock down their economies have not turned into morgues. This proves that none of this had to happen. 36 million people didn't have to lose their jobs. The schools didn't need to close. We didn't need to create a recession. Now only the most in-the-bag, Trump-deranged progressive control freaks are standing strong for continued stay-at-home orders. Not even liberals like those people. 2 things happened a week ago on the same day. LA County's Queen of Corona, Barbara Ferrer, the PhD in social studies who we thought was a medical professional, guaranteed that the quarantine would last until mid-August. And up in the Bay Area, Elon Musk opened his Tesla factory and the county backed down. That's Alameda County, one short bridge away from Nancy Pelosi's district. Here's the protest yesterday. I count 10. And look, the signs were all made by just 2 people. This is the pro-shutdown movement? Where did Musk go to set the stage for his big move? He went on the Joe Rogan show. He knew that once he defied orders, Joe would back his play. Musk convinced Rogan that this is all bogus, and now Joe is coming out strong against the shutdown too. That message is reaching millions every day. What would it take to turn California red? Well, according to Google, at the time of the 2018 elections, 43.5% of Californians were Democrats and only 24% were Republicans. Sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? But wait. 27.5% of voters declined to state their party affiliation. You know what declined to state means in California? That means fed up, but not quite ready to say so. An appreciable chunk of that 27.5 will now vote against Democratic candidates. They will be joined by everybody who's lost a business and everybody who cares about somebody who's lost a business. And that'll change the game because not one single Republican will go blue. That much we know. Listen, for many years, it's been social suicide to be a conservative in California. But liberalism is more of a style for most people than it is a deeply held belief. It's a cool kids club, but how cool is that club now? Taxes will keep going up. The homeless population will keep growing. Manufacturers will keep moving to business-friendly states. We will continue to have the highest gas prices in the country. The Democrats own every bit of that. And now government has trashed the entrepreneur class and the gig economy and the movie industry and the music business and professional sports and art galleries and bars and restaurants and amusement parks. They even shut down the beaches and the hiking trails. The Democrats sunk the tourism industry in the first weeks of spring. Look, when Newsom and the Blue Mayors decided to run with COVID, they blew through a dozen red lights at 100 miles an hour, honking the horn and flipping everybody the bird. Never has there been such a blatant grab for power. People are not going to get over this anytime soon. Last week, in a district not too far from here, there was a special election. The seat had been vacated when Democrat Katie Hill resigned over a sex scandal. And it flipped when Mike Garcia took it for the GOP. Is this a preview of November? Every House seat in America is up for grabs. In California, it's virtually impossible that a majority of representatives will be sent packing. There's just too many of them. But as we come to fully realize the impact of the coronavirus overreaction, Democrats will probably lose the House. And if that happens, one Californian, Nancy Pelosi, will get a big demotion while another, Kevin McCarthy, will likely take her job. So no, California is not going to go red right away. But when the sun starts to set on 2020, look to the west. I think you'll see an awful lot of purple in the evening sky. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and then click the little bell to get notifications.